trying to, kind of cup at the toes, especially the big toe, and I'm basically trying to make a fist with my feet as I bring it in, and I should feel that stretch through the front part. And I can actively think about trying to create a fist as I'm squeezing my toes, and we should feel a pretty good stretch here at the top of our ankle. Maybe a little bit through the toes and the feet as you're trying to you know, make a fist. We'll hold that for about 20 seconds here and then we'll switch. We're basically going to go through every range of motion with some tension after we do a couple of stretches here. So, starting with the ankle joint, we're just trying to kind of release some unwanted tension, and then we'll reinforce it with some good tension. We're going to use a band for one thing, and then we'll do some full range calf raises. Really try to lock in a little more range of motion here through the ankle, and then we'll do similar things with the hips. How'd everybody sleep? Slept pretty terribly. Not being able to get to bed. I don't know what the heck. Once we get a good stretch in that direction, we're going to go ahead and take a band. If you don't have a band, you can still do it. It just won't feel quite as deep. I would go right underneath the ball of your foot, or right at the ball of your foot with your band. And then from here, we're going to lay on our back. We got one foot planted in the floor to help us keep our leg nice and straight. And then from here, basically pulling myself, now trying to get my toes towards my face. Should feel a good stretch in the calf. And then from here, what we're actually going to do is we're going to push and pull. So I'm trying to push and squeeze and grab, make a fist just like we were doing before with that first stretch. And then from here, I'm pulling my toes towards my face. Again, trying to create tension as I pull, and it should feel a little bit like strength training, right? I'm trying to squeeze some things here. Let's go for 5 to 8 repetitions on each side, squeezing, getting good range here. Be sure to really straighten the leg. It doesn't have to go all the way up this way. Like, as long as my knee is straight, I could probably even get a pretty good stretch, if I have a limitation in my leg raise. Other side. Jimmy. Guys are really trying to get through big ranges of motion here. Hey, Joe. ranges of motion. And then you can have jack calves like me.
Sorry.
Really small calves. I've worked for many years to try to grow them, and it just doesn't really work. So I blame my genetics. My dad has small calves too, so. Weird. Where did you guys go? Okay, there we go. Weird. I don't know what the heck that was all about, but from here we're gonna go and reinforce. Same kind of idea, the hip extension. We're gonna do it through World's Greatest Stretch. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know. I lost. It didn't show anything on my side. It was all blank, so I don't know if I canceled it out and then you couldn't see, or if it was doing it on its own. But going to that World's Greatest Stretch position again, trying to reach my front knee in front, reaching my heel back behind me, really trying to disassociate my hips, kind of get them going in the different directions here. If you want to add the reach, you can. It'll give you a little deeper stretch. But I'm mostly focusing on the hips. That's the kind of the main idea with what we're doing here. Again, knee coming forward, heel of the other leg going back. Alright, since we're already here in this kind of all fours looking position, we're going to go to the adductor stretch where I reach one foot out to the side. Now I'm sitting back. I'm just going to rock up and back. You feel that stretch here through the inside of that reaching leg. Most of my weight is over my bent leg. Do about 10 of these. You can hold here at the end. And then we'll switch. People go about 30 seconds or 5 really good exhales, like just reinforcing good position, trying to move some air out of the front side of their body, inhaling into the back side. Kind of like we focused on in our tall plank yesterday, making sure that we're getting our ribs up and back, trying to breathe into our back. That's also going to help with all these hip mobility drills and all these positions. Once you get through with that one, we're going to reinforce with two different kind of lunge variations or standing variations. So the first one we're going to do is a curtsy lunge, where all you're working on here, let's get this camera a little bit. Is you're taking that step kind of 45 degrees back and then bringing your knee right behind that heel. And then you're up. You should feel, again, just kind of that reinforcing that stretch. Let's go 5 on each side. Just trying to open up some space. Nice and slow, in control of yourself. And switch. You might find it easier to get into one side than the other. That's pretty normal. Keep that heel down. Next position is kind of like an RDL, but we've done this one before. One foot's going out in front, you're going to stay on the heel. I'm shifting my hips back like an RDL, and I'm going to reach to the inside of my flat foot and up. I'm trying to sit back into this stretch, just like we did with that modified pigeon. If you don't feel it that much, one way to help you get back into that hip a little bit and really open up this area is to elevate the heel. And it'll help you get into this a little faster. Let's do 8 of these. Reaching. Reaching. Keeping that back nice and flat, just like we would a deadlift. In Boston? No, Camden? Boston. That's right. Felt good. Dang. Sometimes you don't get enough sleep. That's 8. Alright, from here we're going to go to all fours. I'm going to have you start with just a cat-cow here as you're getting into kind of the awareness of where your spine is. So from here in our cat-cow position, knees are stacked right underneath our hips. You can pull your toes under or you can keep your feet flat, it doesn't really matter right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push myself and tuck my butt, trying to arch my back up like a cat. And then we're going the opposite way. I'm just trying to find the awareness of where my end ranges are. Yeah, we shouldn't be afraid to get into either one of these ranges. It's just a matter of being able to not get stuck in either one, right? We don't want to be super rounded, we don't want to be super extended, we want to be able to access these ranges but still have the variability of being able to do either. And then from here we're going to do that same kind of drill like we did the other day with that tall plank. As I tuck my butt and push my ribs, I'm going to keep my head up tall this time. I'm not going to dive my chin. I'm going to try and keep a pretty nice neutral position with my head. As I push away, I'm thinking about trying to push my ribs towards the ceiling as I slightly tuck my tailbone. My back is a little rounded and that's okay. From here we're going to do some breaths. Exhale, push, hold the tension. Don't come back into the cow position. Just you're trying to reinforce your cat as you push away and breathe. And we're going to try and get some air into that backside here. In through the nose. Trying to fill up your shirt here, right? Trying to fill where the shoulder blades are, where the shirt is here. Try and get all the wrinkles out of your shirt and really try to push some air back in here. It's going to help with being able to help you get back into those hips, back in your squat. Fill it up, head up a little higher. And we want a good, nice neutral position with your head. Now you can flex a little more. Tuck your butt. Try and take the wrinkles out of your shirt here as much as you can. There we go. Breathe. And take your last breath. And then we're going to go down to our elbows and knees and do this rock back position. What I like about this position is it takes less work to get us into that position of pushing away, getting a little bit rounded, keeping our head up, right? Keep your head up in neutral. And we're taking a couple breaths. We're going to start with a couple breaths and then we'll progress to some kind of rotational T-spine stuff. So from here, driving my elbows through the floor, trying to stay nice and rounded, tucking my butt back towards my feet. I'm going to inhale into my upper back. Exhale, pushing myself away from the floor with my elbows and forearms. Trying to breathe into my turtle shell. Trying to open up any tension you feel right there behind your shoulder blades. Do about 5 breaths, and then from here, we're going to either come up to the hands, or you can stay down on the elbow, but one hand is going to go behind the head. It's going to reach across, and then it's going to go up, and you're trying to look at the ceiling, really rotate. Let's go 5 each side. From here, you're just going to go on your butt, nice and tall. And from here, we're going to work on more of the shoulder blades. So working there on more of what the rib cage is doing. Now working on those shoulder blades. So we're going to go big circles here. We're trying to get our shoulders back, up, forward, down. So you're trying to make the biggest circle possible with those shoulder blades. As I come from the side view. So I'm going back, up, forward, slow. Keep trying to push through the end range of the circle. Make your circle a little bit bigger each time, right? Trying to find those spots where maybe you weren't able to really push that far. Like push through biggest circle you possibly can. And slow. It's like one rep should take you 5 to 10 seconds at least. The way that it was originally taught to me is you actually do 1 minute, 1 full circle with just tension the entire time of trying to find those end ranges. Tasha was there. What's up, Tasha? So let's go 5 each way. So if you've already gone and done 5, we'll go on the other way. So up, squeeze, back, finding tension through the entire circle. Good morning. And then you can have your partner massage your shoulders. Not hearing that. Alright, from half kneeling here. Keeping that good stack position, maybe even feeling a little bit of a stretch here, squeezing your butt. Just good solid half kneeling position, like you're stable, right? If somebody were to try and come push you over, you're in a position where you're tight, everything is fixed. We're going to go hands together and we're going to do the circle here with the whole arm now. So it's not just the shoulder blade that's moving, it's the whole arm. Biggest circle you can make. Let's do it this way. So when I get to the top, my thumb is now going to turn to the outside and point down so thumb straight up, and then I will rotate so that my thumb goes to the outside. Let me turn this camera so these guys can see too. So at the top, thumb turns down towards the floor. There we go. Using my hand here on the inside to help me stabilize and find. That camera keeps you nice and honest. 5 to 8 each side. Down, down, down. Slow, guys. Lots of tension. Really trying to find your end ranges here. Keeping your eyes on your hand, that's going to help with getting us some good rotation here through our neck and our eyes, moving in different planes. That's important. How's it feeling? How are you feeling? Okay. From here, we're going to that 90-90 position, putting our heels up on a ledge, or you can just drive your heels through the floor. The main thing we're focusing on here is hamstrings. Trying to get our hips rotating towards our face. So slightly bring our hips up. And the main focus on a lot of these positional drills is about good rib cage and pelvis position. I'm going to exhale. My rib cage is going to come down towards the floor. I'm going to hold on to that tension. And then I'm going to inhale. Trying to find air somewhere else and trying not to let my ribs flare back up. So. Hold it. And yeah, good. Exhale, blow. Five or so breaths, just nice and slow. Keeping some tension on those hamstrings. Yeah, good. Me too. Oh. How y'all feeling? Sip. I guess Sasha's in and out. How y'all feeling? I said today's pretty easy. Just kind of getting into a couple different things, ranges of motion, trying to make you feel good. If there's some things that are especially tight, you can spend a little bit more time doing that. Yeah, should just be feeling like waking up, maybe going back to sleep. Whatever you felt today was particularly tight or hard to get into a certain range of motion, I'll have you spend. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, especially, after doing a lot of strength training. It's good to kind of match it up with some things that are going to help loosen us up. Yeah, we got to just keep moving too, right? The more we keep moving, getting our steps in every day, all that stuff, like that's what's going to keep us feeling good and keeping our joints strong. And spend a little more time on some of the things that you felt like you struggle with. It's your breathing. If you have a hard time, getting to that full exhalated position and then getting air into the body, like do some more of those 90-90 position drills. Like it's really helpful. You will feel much better. Like your whole body should feel good because we're really getting the spine and the rib cage and stuff in a good position for everything else to move better. So if it's your shoulder mobility you want to work on, your hips, like that stuff will be a good foundation. And then matching it up with some of the other stuff that we worked on today, just be conscious of it, like maybe add it into your routine other than on Thursdays. Like I'm always going to try and hit some things here on Thursday. But today's pretty easy. And then maybe you find another day that you're focusing on, your mobility or your movement. And yeah, that's it. Today's quick. Just get you moving, do a little breathing. If there's some other skills that you want to work on today, like the Turkish get up, today's a good day to do that. It's usually, especially if you're not using a ton of weight, it's a nice drill. If you want to work on your squat depth, your single leg stuff, like anything that's light and more technical, I guess. Thursday is going to be our day to do all that. I'm sure you guys are doing other workouts too, so yeah, that's it. Tomorrow will be the last day of the kind of hypertrophy circuits, so that'll be a fun way to finish off. We'll go hard tomorrow, and then next week we got new programming. We're gonna do some totally different stuff, kind of mix it up again, and try and get back into some more strength-based, like real strength type, lower reps, more tension. I want to get back to doing some more of that stuff, and maybe some more speed work too. Trying to figure out how to program that in. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a good day or have a good night, and I will catch you tomorrow morning.